Hey friends, welcome back to College Sports Corner. I'm Barry. I hope y'all had a great Christmas. I know I did. Had fun with friends, family, had a good time all around. I hope you guys did too. Um, Hope you have a great week coming up because I know a lot of you are off, you lucky bastards. I'm working, but hey, at least I'll be off New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, 3-day weekend coming up. Um, Not much going on in news. There's a few items here. So before we get to it, though, hey, if you like the show, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, and hit that little subscribe button right there so you don't miss anything. Let's get to the few news items we have. So Christmas Eve, the Hawaii Bowl is canceled because of COVID. Well, now we got two more that are canceled. The Military Bowl, which was going to be Boston College and East Carolina, and then the Fenway Bowl, which was going to be Virginia and SMU, canceled because of this COVID bullcrap. I'm about sick of all this. I know you guys are too. A lot of basketball games have been canceled. All the crap from last season. Just need to find some way to get rid of this crap so we can get back to our regular world. But anyway, those two ones are canceled. Hey, are you a quarterback? Because Wyoming needs a quarterback and they're looking for one so bad they put an ad online. So if you can play some quarterback, get online and apply at University of Wyoming, and maybe you can be the Cowboys quarterback next year. Hey, who knows, huh? Basketball, Houston's top scorer, Marcus Sasser, he's out for the season with a toe injury, so he's done. And last bit of news here, Clemson, they promoted their new athletic director, Graham Neff. They promoted him to athletic director to replace the old one that went to Miami. Like I said, not much news. That's it for news. So let's go back to Wednesday, do a quick review, and Thursday. Hartford, on Wednesday, Hartford beat Sacred Heart 78-71. Hartford's leading scorer was Hunter Marks. He had 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 block shots. And Sacred Heart's leader was Aaron Clark with 23 points. UNCW 65, Campbell 58. Jalen Sims for UNCW 23 points. And for Campbell was Austin McCullough, 15 points. Davidson, 106. Johnson and Wolves, 64. Towson, 69. Navy, 52. Nicholas Timberlake for Towson was the leader, 24 points. And Jalen Walker, 13 points for Navy. Notre Dame, 83. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 73. Notre Dame's Dane Goodwin, 21 points. And A&M Corpus Christi, Travion Tennyson, he led the way with 18 points for them. Valpasario, 88. William & Mary, 66. Kobe King, 19 points for Valpasario. And for William & Mary, Quinn Blair and Ben Wright both had 14 points each. Florida, 87. Stony Brook, 62. Philanders Fleming for Florida, 20 points, 4 rebounds. And Stony Brook's Jaden Sales, he had 16 points led the team. Stetson 97, Piedmont 53. Rob Perry had 21 points for Stetson. And for Piedmont, Noah Reardon, he had 23 points. Number 16, Texas 68, Alabama State 48. Dylan Disu for Texas, he led it with 14 points. And Gerald Little led it for Alabama State with 16 points. Number 25, Texas Tech, 78. Eastern Washington, 46. Bryson Williams and, Adonis Arms for Texas Tech. They led 12 points each for the Red Raiders. Eastern Washington's Rylan Bergeson, he had 10 points. He was the leading scorer. 46 points isn't going to get it done, but that's what they scored. Vermont 78, Colgate 68. Aaron Deloney had 18 points for Vermont, followed by players Powell and Davis. They each had 17 points. And Tucker Richardson for Colgate, he was the leading scorer, 21 points. Temple 85, Delaware State 48. Zach Hicks for Temple, 35.7 rebounds. And Miles Carter for Delaware State, 19 points, 9 rebounds. Liberty 76, Northern Iowa 74. Darius McGee, 22 points for Liberty. And Noah Carter, 20 points for Northern Iowa. South Carolina 105, Army 75. Devin Carter, 22 points, and Chico Carter, 20 points for South Carolina. And Josh Caldwell scored 18 points for Army. Denver 75, St. Thomas, Minnesota 74. Coben Porter for Denver, 22 points. And Anders Nelson, 23 points for St. Thomas, Minnesota. Richmond, 81. Bucknell, 50. Grant Golden, 22 points, 10 rebounds for Richmond. And then for Bucknell, Xander Rice, he had 10 points, leading scorer there. That's probably why they only scored 50. UC Santa Barbara, 56. Idaho State, 43. Mondo Sal for UC Santa Barbara, 18 points. And Tarek Cool, he scored 11 points for Idaho State. 43 points for Idaho State. That's, man, that's it's not a good offense there. Portland, 65. UC Davis, 60. Moses Wood, 18 points for Portland. And Ezra Manjon, 20 points for UC Davis. La Tech, 99. Crowley's Ridge College, 56. I had to look them up. I think if I read right there in Arkansas, a small school in Arkansas. Anyway, Amori Archibald for La Tech, 20 points. And for Crowley's Ridge College, Brexton Cousins, 20 points. Not too bad for him. Minnesota, 72. Green Bay, 56. Jamison Bottle, 23 points. Kamari McGee, 14 points for Green Bay. Charlotte, 98. Western Carolina, 82. Robert Braswell and Austin Butler, 22 points each for Charlotte. And Marcus Banks, 22 points for Western Carolina. Bethesda, 82. CSU Northridge, 80. Josiah Woods for Bethesda, 26 points, 8 rebounds. Elijah Hardy for CSU Northridge, 27 points and 5 rebounds. San Francisco, 64. Southern Illinois, 52. Jamori Boye, I think that's how you say it, for San Francisco, led the way with 20 points, 8 rebounds. And Ben Kopet for Southern Illinois, 12 points. Seattle, 100. Northwest University, 68. Cameron Tyson, 21 points for Seattle. And Rayvon Bolton, 15 points for Northwest University. Stanford, 66. Wyoming, 63. Jaden Delaire, 17 points for Stanford. And Graham Ike, 25 points, 11 rebounds for Wyoming. Number 12, Auburn, 71. Murray State, 58. Wendell Green had 10 rebounds, but he also scored 13 points. And Walker Kessler, 13 points also for Auburn. Murray State's Tevin Brown, 22 points, 9 rebounds. California, 73. Pacific, 53. Grant Antovich, I guess that's how you say it. Anyway, 25 points, 11 rebounds, not too bad. And Pacific's Jaden Byers, he led the way with 10 points for them. Drake, 87, Chicago State, 50. Tucker DeVries and Io Nkunwili, can't pronounce some of these guys' names, sorry guys, 14 points each. And Corian Russian, 13 points for Chicago State. Number 20, Kentucky, 95. Western Kentucky, 60. Killian Grady, 23 points for Kentucky, followed by Tatai Washington with 20 points. And then Josh Anderson led the way for Western Kentucky with 18 points. Troy, 69. Mercer, 65. Desmond Williams, 21 points for Troy, followed by Kaylee Waters, who came in with 19 points. And then Jackson Greco for Mercer, 18 points. West Virginia, 82. Youngstown State, 52. This was a 1-point game at halftime. Sam McNeil, 23 points for West Virginia. And Chris Shelton, 13 points for Youngstown State. Canisius, 97. Florida Gulf Coast, 90. Scott Hutchinson, 28 points, 11 rebounds for Canisius. And Tavian Dunn Martin, 30 points for Florida Gulf Coast. UCF, 75. North Alabama, 64. Darius Perry, 15 points for UCF. And Jamari Blackman, 17 points for North Alabama. Eastern Tennessee State, 86. Georgia, 84. David Sloan led the way for East Tennessee State with 24 points, followed by Jordan King, who had 22 points. Noah Bowman, 25 points for Georgia. Indiana, 79. Northern Kentucky, 61. Trace Jackson Davis, 21 points for Indiana. And Travian Faulkner, 22 points for Northern Kentucky. Lafayette, 87. And this school I haven't heard of. Gwynedd Mercy. I think that's how you say it. Gwynedd Mercy. Anyway, Lafayette beat them 87-66. Lafayette had a 24-point lead at the half. C.J. Fulton for Lafayette, 14 points. And Manny Clark for Gwinnett Mercy, he scored 14 points also. Those were the leaders of those two teams. Marius 68, Bethune Cookman 45. Samkello Saley, 18 points for Marist. And Bethune Cookman's Marcus Garrett, he was the lead scorer with 9 points. Hofstra 77, Monmouth 71. Jalen Ray 19 points for Hofstra. Walker Miller 26 points for Monmouth. Charleston 82, Old Dominion 80. Demetrius Underwood 15 points for Charleston. CJ Kessler 26 points for Old Dominion. Sam Houston 68, North Carolina Central 51. Savion Flagg 17 points, 9 rebounds for Sam Houston. And for North Carolina Central, Jodarius Harris 15 points. Robert Moore 75, St. Francis U 67. Rasheem Dunn 21 points for Robert Morris. Ramir Dixon Conover 20 points for St. Francis. Number 19, Tennessee, 77. Number 6, Arizona, 73. John Fulkerson, 24 points, 10 rebounds for Tennessee. Not too bad for him. And Benedict Mathurin, 28 points, 8 rebounds for Arizona. Not too bad for him either. Chattanooga, 77. Middle Tennessee, 65. David Jean-Baptiste, 24 points for Chattanooga. And Cameron Weston, 16 points for Middle Tennessee. Clemson 67, Virginia 50. Hunter Tyson 17 points for Clemson. Reese Beckman 20 points for Virginia. Wichita State 106, Prairie View A&M 66. Wichita State had a 24-point lead at half. Tyson Etienne, I think that's how you say it. 20 points for Wichita State. Jeremiah Granville 22 points. UAB 100, Mississippi Valley State 58. Jordan Walker, 14 points for UAB. Robert Carpenter, 14 points for Mississippi Valley State. Nebraska, 88. Kennesaw State, 74. Kaisi Tamingo, 18 points for Nebraska. And Terrell Burden, 27 points for Kennesaw State. Abilene Christian, 74. Longwood, 58. Makee Morris and Damian Daniels each had 17 points for Abilene Christian. And for Longwood, D.A. Houston, Nate Laturis, and Leslie Nickerwan, 10 points. They all had 10 points each. Number 13, Houston, 80. Texas State, 47. Houston was up by 23 at the half. Josh Carlton scored 20 points for Houston, and Shelby Adams scored 10 points for Texas State. Number 17, LSU, 95. Lipscomb, 60. LSU had a 24-point lead at the half. Darius Days, 21 points for LSU, followed by Xavier Pinson, who had 17 points. And then Jacob Ognasovic, 12 points for Lipscomb. Oklahoma 72, Alcorn State 48. OU had a 19-point lead at the half. Umoja Gibson, 17 points for Oklahoma. And Paul King had 13 points for Alcorn State. UT Arlington 95, Howard Payne 46. Shamar Wilson, 14 points, 8 rebounds for UT Arlington. And Jaron Godfrey had 15 points for Howard Payne. And UT Arlington was up by 45 at the half. So I'm thinking maybe some of them starters, I didn't see the game, maybe some of those starters sat out that second half because they were up big. Boise State 58. Washington State 52. Abu Kagab, 19 points for Boise State. Tyrell Roberts, 16 points for Washington State. Omaha 84, Western Illinois 78. Felix Lamadi, 22 points for Omaha. And Trenton Masner, 26 points for Western Illinois. Battle of Dakota, North Dakota State 86, North Dakota 76. Grant Nelson, 24 points, 4 rebounds for the Bison. And Paul Burns, 27 points, 11 rebounds for North Dakota. Used to be the Fighting Sioux, but I think now they're the Fighting Hawks or something like that. They changed their name. Kansas City, 68, South Dakota 57. Evan Gilliard, 31 points for Kansas City. Mason Archambault, 14 points for South Dakota. South Dakota State, 82. Oral Roberts, 76. Douglas Wilson had 21 points. He was followed by Baylor Sherman, 20 points from South Dakota State. For Oral Roberts, Max Abrams and Kareem Thompson each had, 19 points apiece. Number 2, Duke 76, Vautech 65. Paolo Banchero, 23 points, 8 rebounds for Duke. And Kiev Alumna, 25 points, 10 rebounds for Vautech. Illinois 88, Missouri 63. Kofi Cockburn, 25 points, 14 rebounds for Illinois. And Jaron Coleman had 16 points for Missouri. Montana State 124. American Indian College 73. Montana State was up 31 at the half. Nick Gonzalez, 18 points. He led the way for Montana State. And Dan Maggie, he scored 28 points. He led the way for American Indian. Not too bad for him. San Diego State University, 78. UC San Diego, 57. Nathan Mensah, 19 points, 9 rebounds for the Aztecs. And Jake Konsakowski, 18 points for UC San Diego. Southern Utah, 87. Dixie State, 59. Southern Utah was up 33 at the half in this one. Tavion Jones, 18 points, 9 rebounds. And Daniel Latter, 13 points. Bradley, 73. UTEP, 66. Terry Roberts, 26 points, 11 rebounds for Bradley. And Keontae Kennedy, 16 points for UTEP. BYU, 54. South Florida, 39. Fosini Trevor, and Gideon George each had 11 points for BYU. Javian Green, 9 points for South Florida. UNLV 80, San Diego 57. Donovan Williams and Bryce Hamilton each had 20 points for UNLV. And Terrell Brown had 16 points, 8 rebounds for San Diego. St. Mary's 75, Missouri State 58. Matthias Tass, 27 points, 6 rebounds for St. Mary's. And Isaiah Mosley, 21 points for Missouri State. Vanderbilt 68, Hawaii 54. Scottie Pippen Jr., 21 points for Vandy. And Noel Coleman, 31 points for Hawaii. Not too bad. That game, 18 games were canceled or postponed because of the COVID BS. Once again, tired of that crap. Wagner 60 on Thursday. Wagner 63, Fairfield 50. Alex Morales and Elijah Ford, 15 points each for Wagner. And Caleb Green had 11 points for Fairfield. Milwaukee 74, St. Xavier, Illinois 52. Devin Hancock, 18 points for Milwaukee. And Jordan King, 12 points for St. Xavier, Illinois. Pepperdine 96, Westmount 69. Maxwell Lewis, 27 points, 9 rebounds for Pepperdine. And Nate Medhoff, 22 points for Westmont. Stanford 79, Liberty 76. Spencer Jones, 25 points, 6 rebounds for Stanford. Beat Liberty by 3. Part of that was because Darius McGee for Liberty scored 41 points. That is incredible. It sucks they lost, though. I mean, I have that big game like that and you lose by 3, but oh well. Fresno State 69, Weber State, 43. Fresno State was up 26 at the half. Orlando Robinson, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocked shots for Fresno State. And Jamison Overton, 12 points for Weber State. Wyoming 71, Northern Iowa 69. Hunter Malondo, 17 points for Wyoming. Note Hayes, 19 points, 8 rebounds for Northern Iowa. Vanderbilt 69, BYU 67. Scottie Pippen Jr. did it again, 23 points. And Alex Barcelo, 15 points for BYU. South Florida 76, Hawaii 69. Hawaii loses the second game in that little mini tournament they had. Javon Green, 18 points for South Florida. Noel Coleman, 22 points for Hawaii. And 8 games postponed or canceled. Why? Because of the stupid-ass COVID. Okay, some bowl game. We had one on Christmas Day. Camellia Bowl. Kind of not really. It started out as a game that was, all right, this might be a good game. And then when it hit the third quarter, it just went downhill for Ball State. I mean, 7-point game at the half, and then Georgia State came back and scored 28 unanswered in the third quarter. Anyway, final score was Georgia State 51, Ball State 20. Darian Granger for Georgia State was 15 for 19, 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. He rushed for 122 yards and another touchdown. R.B. Payne, 8 catches, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. Javian Dennis, 37-yard touchdown off a fumble recovery. And Tavarius Lane, 55-yard pick 6. And kicker Noel Ruiz for Georgia State was responsible for 15 points. Ball State's Drew Pitt was 27 for 46, 293 yards, touchdown, interception, sacked 4 times. He did rush for almost 20 yards and a touchdown, though. Ja'Shawn Jackson, 12 catches, 196 yards and a touchdown. Carson Steele led the rushing for Ball State with only 62 yards. All right, tomorrow, Monday, if you're watching this is Sunday, Western Michigan 7-5 versus Nevada 8-4, 11 Eastern on ESPN. It's the Quick Lane Bowl. Tuesday, got some games. 8-4 UCLA versus 9-3 North Carolina State. That's going to be on 8 p.m. Eastern Fox, the famous Holiday Bowl, which has always been a good game over the last several years. It's always entertaining. Always seems to be high scoring, too. Something about that Holiday Bowl that always kind of makes it interesting. So that's one to watch. 6-6 West Virginia versus 8-4 Minnesota, 10:15 Eastern. It's the Guaranteed Rate Bowl is what they call it. 11-2 Houston versus 6-6 Auburn, noon Eastern on ESPN. Birmingham Bowl. 7-5 Mississippi State versus 6-6 Texas Tech at 6:45 Eastern on ESPN. Liberty Bowl. 9-3 Air Force versus Louisville, 6-6, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, ESPN First Responder Bowl. Wednesday, you got Maryland versus Va Tech in the Pinstripe Bowl. Both of them are 6-6. That is 2:15 Eastern. Clemson 9-3 versus Iowa State 7-5 in the Cheez-It Bowl at 5:45 Eastern. That's what I'm kind of interested in. But another one I'm interested in is right after it. Oregon 10-3 versus Oklahoma 10-2 in the Alamo Bowl, 9:15 Eastern. Alamo Bowl is always a pretty good game. It's going to be interesting to see how Oklahoma is going to play, because I've been saying all year, and you look at their record, they're 10-2. They are very lucky to be 10-2. They probably should have lost a couple more games, but somehow they pulled it out. So it's going to be interesting to see are they going to show up to play, or is Oregon just going to cream them? Because, Oregon's had issues too this year, so this could be evenly matched. We're just not going to know until they start playing. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good one. So definitely Clemson, Iowa State on Wednesday, and Oregon, Oklahoma on Wednesday. Those are going to be two that are really going to be worth watching, I think. And then Thursday, got starting off the big games. Peach Bowl, Pitt versus Michigan State. Although Kenny Pickett isn't, he's not going to be in it. And then Michigan State's running back, the real good one, slips my mind right now. He's not going to be in it. But, hey, still going to watch it. Still be a pretty decent game. Music City, this one's interesting too. Tennessee versus Purdue. Tennessee did a lot better than most people thought they were going to this year. Josh Heupel's got that team going. I think they're really going to be good with him. And then Purdue was kind of labeled the Giant Slayer this year. They beat some teams that they shouldn't have beat. So this could be an interesting game to watch also. Las Vegas, Wisconsin versus Arizona State. Two teams that have bigger dreams and didn't really work out for them this year. But hey. And then, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Battle of the Carolinas. North Carolina versus South Carolina. That could be pretty interesting too. North Carolina, we all thought, hey, they're going to be great this year, and they sunk. South Carolina, with the new coach Beamer, they were down here like, well, they'll probably stay there, but they kind of moved up a little bit. So that one could be interesting too. Duke's Mayo Bowl. And that's it for now. We're back later in the week to wrap up the basketball. I do believe, if I read right, I might be wrong. I have to go back and look at it, definitely no basketball today. I I want to say I read something last week. I should have looked it up about a 4-day break over Christmas weekend. So may not be any basketball tomorrow. Um, but you guys can look. I'm going to look here in a few minutes too. But we'll be back later in the week if the basketball that comes back on Tuesday. Go over those games. Go over some of these bowl games and all that. Probably do the show Thursday maybe. Thursday, Friday. We'll see. Anyway, man, all you people that are off this week, man, you suck. Hope you enjoy it. Anyway, y'all have a great week, man. Y'all be careful. Y'all be safe. If you got to work, hey, I'll be right there with you. Anyway, we'll see you next time.